Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is the British Let's Plays here, and here I've got some Hitman Absolution for you, playing Hunter and Hunted, level 4 of the game. Hope you guys are enjoying the video content so far, and I hope you will enjoy this one. I've done this level as a video before, however it was only a small part of the level, and I'm now going to do the entire level, from beginning to end, sped up a lot obviously, and hopefully everyone will enjoy it. The original recording was something like 40 minutes long, but I've managed to get it down to 13 minutes 30 because I am just editing king, cool. Yeah. Trust me, when I say how well I can edit, girls love me. Okay, so Hitman Absolution. Good game, good game. Not my favourite Hitman by far. Hitman Blood Money is definitely my favourite. In fact, Hitman Blood Money is probably one of my favourite games of all time. But Hitman Absolution, it feels kind of like a more linear, simple, diluted version of Hitman, if that makes sense. And I'm just looking forward for another one to see if they take the good parts of Absolution and maybe the good parts of some of the other ones and see what the next one's like. That being said, though, I have not finished this game, so I have no idea if they can actually carry it on. There might be, the ending might mean no more Hitman. I have no idea. Please don't spoil it for me, people. Okay, so what we've got to do, we've got to break into a strip joint. Well, not break in, we can just walk in. And we have got to assassinate the manager and then get the hell out of Dodge. And I'm going to do that in this video for you guys today. Oh yeah, by the way, the police all over Chicago are looking after me. That makes it a bit more complicated, doesn't it? Okay, so so here are some things to talk about. Firstly, I've got a story which I have literally just read online. Again, Huffington Post. I really need to get some more news sources, don't I? But Huffington Post seems to either have really rubbish news or really horrific stories. But here's the latest one. Here is the latest one. Get ready for the title. Pakistani girl, 13, buried alive after rape, survives by crawling through muddy grave. Just picture that, if you will. That is awful. Let's go into the story. A teenage girl has survived after being raped by two men who then buried her alive. The 13-year-old was abducted and then walked to attend Quran lessons in the Toba Tek Singh district of Pakistan. I apologise if I mispronounced that. And it is thought that the two unidentified men accused of raping her believed she had died during the assault and buried her along the roadside. And the girl, once she regained consciousness, then managed to claw her way through the muddy earth and seek help from a passerby who took her to a nearby medical centre. Oh my gosh. That is a horror story. That is atrocious. Not only is it bad enough that two men raped a 13-year-old girl, yeah, but then they buried her thinking she's dead, and she wasn't dead. Imagine waking up in a grave. Oh my, horror story. The only time where I've actually seen someone break out of a grave, I think was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, actually, it happened in Kill Bill as well, but that's a rubbish film. So, more on that another time. But the idea of crawling out of a grave, I didn't actually think it was possible. But I suppose if you weren't in a coffin or something, you probably could get away with it if it wasn't too deep. And she's 13, oh my gosh, That is a horrible, horrible story. I really do hope that the two people who are responsible do get caught. Okay, so here's Dom Osmond. We have got to assassinate this guy. And I've just realised the story I've just told is not a good thing with what I'm actually playing. Because, as you guys just saw, I took this guy's uniform, which I'm wearing now, and I stuffed him unconscious into the locker. In his underwear. But now I'm going to put a dead guy in the locker. So, picture if you will, waking up in a locker, in your underwear, with a dead guy. How are you going to explain that to the authorities? Well, really nowadays, people lie to the authorities all the time, heck, they do it in court constantly. So, here we go. That's Dom Osmond killed. Now we're going to get upstairs and get out of Dodge. Get out of Chicago. Chicago is Chicago. That's an old Peter Kay joke, that, isn't it? Alright, so, for some reason, I'm just kind of crawling around, trying not to be seen by the guards, even though I'm in a guard's uniform. No idea why I'm doing that. I think I'm trying to save some of my... Was it instinct? Yeah, instinct. I think I'm trying to save some of that. Some of that special magic juice. That's something I really don't like about Absolution as well, if I'm honest. I don't like the idea that disguises don't always work. I know it's more realistic, but it's boring. It's annoying that if I've gone to loads of effort to get someone's uniform and then it just doesn't work because I've run out of some mysterious magical juice. How do you measure instinct? Do you have milliliters of instinct? Just no. Uniforms should just work unless I do something out of ordinary, such as shooting someone. Even though Agent 47 does that a lot. Well, I don't when I'm playing Agent 47. Very rarely use guns, do I, in Hitman games. Maybe if I'm on my first kind of playthrough, I'm okay with using guns, but after I've completed the game, no guns. Make everything look like an accident. And that is the true essence of Hitman. Okay, so there's actually one other story I want to talk about. Interesting one, this could be controversial because lots of people are going mad for it at the minute, but I feel as if I'm willing to talk about it. Russel Brand. Okay, Russel Brand, he is, if you don't know, he is a stand-up comic, actor, and let's say journalist. Let's say he's a journalist because I think he is actually. And he's been getting a lot of attention to do with very, how can I say it, controversial views to current day politics. In reality, he's just someone who's actually saying what he really thinks. Everyone thinks what he's thinking, but there is a problem with what he is saying. He is basically calling for revolution. And I don't just mean he's warmongering or whatever, he actually quite openly said on camera in an interview, I want a revolution. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, indeed. You cannot say stuff like that because, especially if you're someone like Russel Brand, who actually does have a lot of influence on people's lives, even if it's just people, say, going along with what he says because they think it's funny. If enough people think it's funny, then lots of people will actually act it out because people are stupid, frankly. And if you say you're not stupid, you're even more stupid than I thought. Everyone is stupid, especially me. But furthermore, he has said that don't listen to me, which I think is a very good point. You know, he just wants people to question things. However, people are genuinely getting on board with what he's saying and almost planning this revolution in order to overthrow people who are currently in power. The idea being the revolution would be because voting never actually accomplishes anything, and recently the Prime Minister is going into court to make sure that bankers can keep their bonuses when some people are starving, etc. Now, granted, we can't blame the government if someone is starving. You know, not exclusively them. Because yes, it's true, it's terrible, and the government should step in and do something about it, but you can't expect them to fix every problem, you know, and that's what I feel as if some people do. But, yeah, one thing I will agree with Russel Brand is that the idea of he doesn't vote because voting doesn't work, and I agree with that. I've said before that I don't vote because it doesn't work, because even if you vote for someone and they say, vote for me, I will do this, this and this, chances are when they actually get into office, if they win their election, there will be lots of people already in government who say, actually, sorry to break it to you, but you can't do all those things you promised the people because of this and this. And they'll be like, oh yeah, damn. So the reasons we voted people in just don't happen, you know. And that's why I've decided I'm not voting. Not anytime soon, anyway. But people change, you know, people change. I'm sure that years and years from now, I'll probably be right-wing, evil, murderous, kill everyone kind of person. That seems to happen when you get older. Have you noticed that? As people get older, they become more and more right-wing. I don't know if that's because they are smarter, or if because they just don't care anymore, frankly. I don't know if I do. Part of me says, you know, yeah, just sod everyone, but the other part of me says, no, everyone should be happy. I'm completely mixed and hypocritical with all of my views on stuff like that. You know, it's like something Louis C.K. says, I have many beliefs, but I don't obey any of them. You know, I believe that people should work really hard for a living, and I believe that people should be nice to people and should stand up for what they believe in, but I don't do any of that stuff. No, that's too much effort. You know, and that's kind of my mentality. It's a horrible mentality, I know, but yeah, well, there you are. Okay, so coming up to the end of the level now, there is one big section, I believe it is after we go through this door, in which our contact, codenamed Birdie, has got 3 assassins after him. So right now it's assassin versus assassin. I've got to take down 3 assassins in one. You know, it's like that film 13 Assassins, except there's 10 of them missing. Okay, so what I'm showing you right now, this is one way to kill one of the assassins, but it's not the actual way which goes to my final score. I apologise for that, because I believe there was a gun battle, so I had to reset to the latest checkpoint. So what I'm doing right now doesn't kill the guy, but I do show you how to kill the guy, and I still get silent assassin, so that's good. Alright, so I've just picked up some documents after crawling through this vent. It's like, go to the cars, we can get together, have a few laughs. Yeah, that kind of thing. And I've picked up those documents right under that policeman's nose. And it's because that assassin is going to meet that policeman and exchange the information. But now I've taken the information, the assassin and the policeman have a gun battle, and the policeman wins and the assassin gets killed. Alright, so now we've got the second one. And the second one, we're going to crawl through this little hole here without getting seen because there's a policeman right next to me, and also another cook, another chef I should say, comes through and has a smoke and kind of blocks our escape. Open up the petrol tank, you know, get that open, get it spraying petrol everywhere, you know, fuck the environment, just spray it everywhere, get it all over, and then hide here. And that guy who was having a cigarette to our left currently, he is one of the guys we got to kill, and he's having a cigarette in a petrol puddle right next to some fireworks. Bad idea. Boom, he's dead. That's one down. Alright, so now while they're distracted by the fire, the policeman and the chef get out through the way I came. Boom, that's Frank Owens down. 2 more to go. So this next one is actually probably the easiest one to get. You go all the way through here, through the crowds. I know I've sped it up a lot, I apologise if it's hard to follow, but it's all still there. Hide in this bin next to this hole in the ground, in this alleyway. And as you can see, the assassin, well, you'll see in a second, the assassin wants to talk to one of the chefs and intimidate one of the chefs to get information on Birdie, the guy we've got to protect, our contact. So, we're not exactly going to let this guy hurt this chef, but we also need to kill the assassin. So how do we do that? Well, that's quite easy. When you see the chef goes down, we push him in the hole. Easy, easy. Right, there we go, he's pushed him over, you know, he's hiding, he's covering his face, and then we just push him in the hole. Job done. No one suspects a thing, no guns fired, everything's good. Now, normally I would have completed it by this point, but as I said, I had to reload one of the last saves, so this guy, who normally would have been killed by the policeman, I've got to kill. But, you know what? I'm cheating. I'm just gonna garrote him. Normally I try to make it look like an accident and everything like that, but I still get silent assassin regardless of how I did it. So maybe using fibre wire actually isn't that bad a way to take down your targets. There we go, silent assassin. 182,410. Oh, plus 170. I ain't adding that up. Okay, so now all we've got to do is go to the exit. Mission complete. And then the next level is very sneaky and very cool. Maybe I'll do that another time, but for now, this is the end of this level. So, what do you guys think of Hitman Absolution? Do you guys enjoy it? What did you think of the stories? You know, what did you think of that poor girl in Pakistan? What do you think about Russel Brand? Do you think he should be taken seriously, or do you think that he's just kind of doing it for press reasons and he also just wants people to think about stuff, not actually take action? What do you think? So I've got the shadow rating, which is kind of annoying, but I did have to take people's uniforms several times and stuff, and never mind. So, if you enjoyed this video, please check out the previous video, which I'll have as an annotation now. There we go, in which I was playing some Call of Duty 4, and I discussed the morals of a porn actor being used in a reconstruction of the kidnapping of Madeleine McCann. See you around.